In less than one season, we got our main character almost committing suicide to getting married by the end of the season, and that is exactly what we call character development. So for the longest time now, I've had the hardest time diving into the world of anime. I don't necessarily have a hatred towards the genre, but it's the fact that every single series that I've tried to pick up feels honestly the same, with a very little focus being unique and different. And after many failed attempts, I decided to drop anime altogether. That is when I found Mushoku Tensei. Hearing that it's an isekai, I pushed it to the side for a little bit, as the few of the ones I've seen are kind of too corny for me. An overpowered main character wakes up in a fictional world with 100 on charisma, marries off with a bunch of girls, and lives extremely happy, and that's it. That's the story. And you'd be surprised with how many stories and how many animes I've seen that fit this kind of genre, and I absolutely hate them for going this route. The thing is, my biggest problem that I have with isekai and the few of the ones I've seen is that there's such little focus on the previous world that they're from. They basically just wake up in the fictional world, become extremely strong for no apparent reason, and there's little focus on the steps they take to become a strong human being. My biggest critique that I have with this genre is that it can honestly be used to tell a good story, and it really shouldn't be hard, but I've yet to come across one that uses this genre to tell a good story that we can actually root the main character for. And now, after all that yapping, I can finally talk about Mushoku Tensei, a show that I honestly just fell in love with. So here's what the show does differently, and it's a unique approach. Our main protagonist is kicked out of his apartment for not paying rent. He has no goals, motivations, and is depressed, rotting away at his apartment. As he is kicked out, he comes across a group of students that walks in front of a truck. In a final attempt to end his life, he decides to jump in front of the truck, saving the students from the collision, but ends up killing him. Miraculously, as he dies, he is then transported into a fictional world filled with magic. Realizing that this is his second chance at life, he is now determined to learn from his past mistakes, and he embarks on a journey to live a life that is worth living. And to me, this is what the isekai genre should be about, taking one of the most degenerate forms of a human being possible, and giving them a second chance at life. Anyone under these circumstances will fail a million times, but they will get themselves back up and continue pushing forward. This is a unique approach that Rudius takes in his new life, learning as many things that are possible in this new fictional world. Magic, which was once impossible, can now be attained. Just a quick little disclaimer before I continue. As I continue in this video, I'll be discussing some major spoiler plot points past season 1, but nothing in the manga. I suggest catching up to season 2 before continuing, and if you're enjoying the video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and let's just get right into it. One of the biggest turning points in Rudius' life was his encounter with Ghislaine, who enters the scene by getting rid of a group of kidnappers, saving Rudius and his companion Eris as well. It is the reaction given by these two characters that tells such an important keynote. Eris was left completely unfazed, partly due to the fact that she was raised by warriors, and I'm sure this wouldn't be the first time that she's seen such a bloody murder take place. Rudius, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. Once again, coming from peaceful Japan, murders like these are almost unheard of, and he's taken aback, even shell-shocked by what he just witnessed. This small detail is such an important role to Rudius' growth, as he comes to terms that this is his new life, and death can happen at any second. Any careful wrong move can potentially end his life, and from here on out, he starts to appreciate this new life much more. All of Rudius' past traumas are carried over onto his next life, and this is just one of those obstacles that he must overcome in the first few episodes. Living a life of constant bullying and regret will constantly bug Rudius' mind, to the point that he becomes afraid of stepping outside with Roxy. To everyone in this world, they see a young child afraid of the outdoors, but to Rudius, he's afraid of facing another world of bullying once again. But to his surprise, none of this happens, and is comforted by Roxy showing him the outside. He starts to then appreciate Roxy's simple gesture of taking him outside. He faces his fears, and is ready to venture the outdoors. And because of Rudeus's previous life being so traumatic, he's immediately inclined to save Sylphie, as he sees a part of himself through Sylphie. What I really love about the show is that what we are watching on the screen is only through the perspective of Rudeus, a man who was reincarnated and now given a second chance of life. And this is only a small piece of the puzzle that fits into a much larger canvas. Before his reincarnation, years of wars and conflicts took place, and what we are watching now is a result of these incidents. Entire storylines can take place without the need of our main characters. For example, one of my favorite characters that we come across is Ruijerd, known for a tribe that once killed everything in its path, as they couldn't differentiate between an ally and an enemy. Ruijerd accompanies Aries and Rudeus's journey in hopes to one day eliminate the stigma that the world has built for his tribe. Rudeus as a character is extremely flawed, and his inner monologue shows this, partly due to the fact that he was an incel in his previous life, and even built a toxic view on women. This is often reflected in this new version of him. He fails many times because of it, but faces the consequences because of his toxic view. He isn't likable by any means at first, but the fact that he's willing to learn from his mistakes makes him a character that I start growing attached to. As we continue on our journey, one of the most unique characters that we come across is Nanahoshi, which draws a unique parallel with Rudeus. Rudeus's newly reincarnated life is filled with endless possibilities, while Nanahoshi wishes to go back to Earth and despises this new lifestyle. She isolates herself from everyone, as Rudeus once did in his past life. She has a small group of friends, if any, due to the fact that if she ever does go back to Earth, won't grow attached towards anyone. Rudeus once again aids Nanahoshi's research into discovering some sort of transportation spell, as he sees himself through Nanahoshi. Do people deserve a second chance at life? While many of us would instinctively say no, be mindful of the power of redemption. Imagine the person that you could become with a fresh start. Mushoku Tensei beautifully explores the journey of growth and self-discovery. We've all had times where we linger in bed, haunted by our past mistakes, replaying the scenarios in our minds. And this anime offers a clean slate, inviting us to rewrite our own narratives through the lens of Rudeus. The choice to improve or not is all dependent on our willingness to take that first initiative. And that is exactly why I fucking love Mushoku Tensei. Thank you for watching. Before I finish up wrapping the video, I'd like to give the biggest thank you to all the viewers that tuned in to this video to watch what I'm about to say about the series. It's a little bit different compared to what I usually like to cover, which is music, shows, movies, things like that. But I recently just came across this anime and it's been hitting all the right spots in terms of what I want it to cover, and to me it's like the perfect one I've seen. So if anyone ever comes across this video and has a suggestion for me to watch or anything, please let me know in the comment section below, because I'm open to any sort of suggestion, and I'd love to make something for you all once again. This is a little bit different in terms of editing, that kind of thing, and I've loved the entire process that I've took to make this video. I hope you guys all stick around. Thank you all for watching. Yeah, I appreciate every single one of you. This is Naoki TV. Thank you all for watching. I love you all, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Peace, peace.